you're happy to put your hands up to attach to this, who is currently menstruating? Not like right now with your period, but who goes through a monthly menstrual cycle? Who is past that? Okay, cool. So I'm going to talk to both, and I think the main reason, sorry about the polls, I'll try and move around. Actually, no, that's quite good here. I can see everyone. So I'm going to talk to both, but the main thing that I notice working with clients, working with athletes, anyone female, is that we often really discount what goes on hormonally, forget that it's kind of happening. I had an old boyfriend who would be like, is it a full moon? Because that usually coincides with when you're most moody, because that's sort of when it would be in line with my period, and I would just always forget. So knowing a little bit about that sort of stuff, obviously for when you're going to be a bit moody or flat or whatever, but also to see how you can adapt and modify, like Luke said, your training and also your nutrition to get the most out of what you're doing, whether it's in the gym or at work or in your personal life. Who tracks their cycle? Okay, a fair few of you. Does anyone notice any trends, or is anyone pretty on the ball with that sort of stuff and knows that they have to change certain things or that they can sort of go a bit easier certain weeks? Some nods? Epic. Okay, cool. So we're going to draw on that a little bit. I'm going to sort of talk through some of the basics. I feel like some people, one of my girlfriends just said, I don't know anything. Is it the luteal phase, the follicular phase? She sort of had no idea. She went to a co-ed school versus me going to an all-girls school. And I was like, we learnt so much about the menstrual cycle. So yeah, nothing? Were you at co-ed, all girls? Yeah, interesting. So who is kind of across it? Who kind of recognises this? A few people? Okay, cool. So we'll do a bit of a recap. And I think given that most of the room is menstruating, I'm definitely not excluding those of you who aren't, but this will apply to you guys in the sense that, look, menopause is a bit doom and gloom most of the time, and it's probably good to tell you all about it anyway. But what we're looking to do is maximise what we can based on what we know about either where we're at in our cycle or what stage of life we're at to best support our bodies. So, can everyone vaguely see this? So what we've got is a course of a menstrual cycle across, you know, your average 28 days. At the start here, all I've got on these two coloured lines here are the two main hormones involved, being estrogen and progesterone. Anyone know which one's which? Blue? Estrogen. Blue is estrogen and red is progesterone. So, and maybe I should preface with the first bit here, if we split it into four phases. So there's two main phases here. So we've got the follicular and the luteal. And this first part, the first roughly 7 days, would be when you're actually bleeding. Then, when our estrogen rises around mid-cycle, what's happening there? Ovulation. Woohoo, 10 points. And then what happens is estrogen backs off, then both hormones surge a little bit, and then they both